Hey y'all, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So I got this Chrysler PT Cruiser. This is my wife's. It's got 65,000 miles on it. It's a 2003, I believe. But the old mode select's not working again. What this is the cable bends, and when you replace the cable and this still happens, you're gonna find that the little control in the heater control box that you have to remove the entire dashboard to take out and replace, and it's super expensive, and now Chrysler doesn't even offer it anymore. That little control is binding up, and when it binds and somebody goes to turn it, it bends this cable inside here. So I got the cable, actually got a couple of them, so I have an extra because Mopar's quit making that part now as well. What's happening is where that runs down to is binding up, and it's buried down in there. We need to pull that little control arm off. Oftentimes the little black plastic piece will break. You can drill that out, put a small screw in there, and then put a washer underneath of where it bolts onto the control box at to make it slide smooth, and that will fix the problem on these. So it's a common issue, and it's a lot of tight spaces, but I'll do the best I can to show you what's going on in here and what we got to do. Little part right here, I believe. It's been a while since I've done one, but I believe this whole unit just kind of pries up and out of here. And that gives you access to this screw. So we're just going to go ahead and unplug that connector right there. Easy, you just got to flip the little red tab and then give it a squeeze. We're just going to take this screw out right here. And I think this might come out now. Let's see. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done this. That one screw. Oh, that was the other part I forgot. You gotta take all these knobs off. That's why it's not coming. When I'm rolled under the seat, I'll get it in a minute. Okay. There we go. And this will come out. Oh, I got this tangled up in the charger here. Okay. And now, you can see here's our cable down here. This gray cable that's bent right there. Let me put a knob back on and show you this. I believe it's this one. Nope, that's that one. See, that one moves fine. That's your temperature. And here's your mode select cable. And you see it's just not doing anything now because it's bent. And where it should be sliding that through there, it doesn't want to slide it through. You can reach down in here and move it a little by hand. But like I said, I replaced the cable in this once already. And it's still bound up, and did this again, which tells me that it's hanging up down at the bottom. Now the other thing on these is you can get this heater control unit will be broken. So when it's on recirc and you flip it to defrost, it's got a lever that turns the recirc off, and that lever will break, but it won't bend the cable. It just won't flip into defrost until you turn the recirc off, and then you can flip it. But that's not the case here. That cable's actually messed up, which tells me it's not turning the heater control box clear down on the dash very well. So I'm going to go ahead and take these screws here and here out so that I can get a little more access. Okay, so you can see where that cable, that's the other end of the cable there with the yellow tag hanging off. Okay, so this bolt that we're going after is right there. And that is a 9mm, and I got this little tiny 1/4-inch drive to reach down in there with. Let's see if we can get that loose. Then we'll go after that middle 8mm back in there, in case you're doing this job. So our bolt's out, and this cable now should lift up off of here. I don't know, let me see. I think there might be a little bracket or something around it here. Gotta be careful not to drop parts. I'm gonna need both hands here. This cable came with this plastic piece on the end that the bolt goes through. And my new cable did not. I did get 2 of these. I'll check the other one. I don't know if I got the wrong part number. I had them look the part number up at the dealership, but they said it was no longer available. And so I ordered these online. And it is the right part number, but it doesn't have this plastic piece. But anyway, this little thing kind of slides up out of the control arm here. And then we got to take that loose. But I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I can tell you that these controls down here move a little rough. It's like when it gets to the end here, it's got quite a bit of resistance right here. So it's like there's something wrong in this little cam piece where it locks clear over, and then you go to take it out. Like, that's really pretty rough right there. And I think that's where our bending's coming from. I think that's supposed to move nice and free. So I don't know what's going on with that piece of crap. I hate Chryslers. Alright, so I think the best I can do until I figure out the right cable for this that's got this plastic piece, because this is molded on, and even if I could remove it, there's no way to get it out without destroying the cable. Right now I've just got her locked on to defrost. I'm going to pop it back together. That way she can defrost her windows and you know, still have a little heat that way. And then I'll get the right part and we'll go back at this. But you know, that control is kind of hanging up there when it goes into like the vents. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like that middle part's hanging up at all. It's that vent part. So it probably needs this whole unit replaced. But I don't know where I can even buy it to replace it. I'll have to do some searching and see. I might have to tear this whole dash out and fix this right. I really am not a big dash work kind of person either. But anyway, for now, you know, it's got a defroster. That'll have to be good enough. Alright, so I don't know. It's locked into defrost for now, so she can thaw out the windows. But when it goes into like the vent mode, it's flipping another lever off to the side that's hooked in there. And then when it goes, you try to move it out of that, it's real stiff. Like something's binding up. It doesn't seem like it's that center piece. It's that lever off to the side that's moving something else. So I'm going to have to look through some diagrams and see what I can figure out so that I can get that working smoothly. So, you know, even if I put another cable in it at this point, I think it's just going to bend it again. But I don't know if any of you guys have been through this on a PT Cruiser. Justin Dow, the Chrysler man. Maybe you have some ideas as to what I actually have to replace. Do I need to buy that whole unit? Are the parts available individually? I don't know. But I like to get it working. I mean, I hate that fucking car, but you know, it just doesn't have that many miles on it, and I'd like to make it last a little while longer. It is in good shape, kind of, other than it keeps breaking down all the time. But it's like most things Chrysler, it's plastic crap that just breaks and falls apart and doesn't last. At least they were at that time. Maybe they're getting better now. I don't know. I've owned this Chrysler. I'll probably never own another one. Just bad engineering. Anyway, I'll see what I can figure out, and then we'll follow up. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.